Hello YouTube, my name is Sebastian, aka Seabest1313, and today I've got a game of Capture the Flag on Favela for you, and this is Team Tac. And my score ends up being okay, but for the most part I actually want to talk about Capture the Flag because it's one of those weird game types that a lot of people like playing, but there seems to be a few different strategies for, and I just felt like going over it a little bit. So, first off, you see me picking my ultimate tryhard class. I mean, this is really my most tryhard class. I have all my classes. I use it on demo when we're having a tough night. It's the UMP45 extended mags. I run pretty sure it's marathon, stopping power, and then I throw on the tac insert. And the tac insert is something that in demo I really love to use, and in the clan night I actually used it quite a bit. And here I don't actually end up using it too much just because of the long respawn times. And at the beginning we were sort of struggling, so I didn't mind spawning in the back and playing some defense. And later on it just doesn't become necessary because I don't die as much. And it just, yeah, it doesn't become necessary. So right away, Team Tac is quite special for Capture the Flag because you only have 4 people, obviously. And here I failed to jump over that. Anyway, and with 4 people, having 2 die and be stuck on respawn timers is a huge deal. And I mean, here you see me cycling through. I mean, Zex has painkiller already. And so obviously we're dying quite a bit here early on. And for the record, we are playing 3 of us on the Tri-Force side with a random who tries to do stuff but just really isn't that good. And then the other team has 3 like clan people. They are pretty low level, but it's obviously second account. So so here, just as an example of playing Capture the Flag carefully with 4 people, when you saw me rush towards that flag, I ran on top of C building, or on top of laundromat, because with 4 people, blindly rushing around that corner and dying is a really bad idea. And Boktai ends up going around, drawing out that guy dying, and then I can clean him up and make an attempt at the flag. It doesn't work, but that's the idea at least. And now that all 4 of us are spawned, we can try to run in groups. And I mean, it gets a little iffy, but we managed to mop people up pretty well. And those, like, we just got 2 kills there. Those 2 kills are enough to guarantee us the flag cap. And that is the biggest difference between, like, this 4v4 sort of style and the 6-man style of regular Capture the Flag. So for 6-man Capture the Flag, I know a few different setups that people like playing with. Some people really like playing 2-2-2, 2 defense, 2 mid, 2 offense. The problem with that is when you play against weaker teams, it really doesn't go well because the 2 people on defense have nothing to do, and usually end the rounds going like 3-0, 4-0, maybe 1 death, like, because of something random. The rushers get all the points because they're all over the place. And the midfielders usually can kill whore a little bit, but because there's 6 people on the other team, it's pretty easy for them to accidentally get a few deaths here and there. So it's not like they're putting up too many kill streaks either. So all in all, it's just not that impressive of a setup. On this same night as we recorded this, I was actually introduced for the first time to the 1-1-4 setup, which is basically 1 guy on defense, Claymore camping, sometimes 1-man army, sometimes just scavenger. You have 1 guy midfield kill whoring really hard, and then 4 guys rushing. And that obviously only works against bad teams who can't put on too much pressure because usually that 1 guy in the back can hold it decently. And then the 4 guys just take over their spawn and can completely control that. So that is a decent way to go. But against better teams, a lot of times another person has to drop into midfield or another person drops into defense. Also, the 6-man Capture the Flag is very different, as I was saying earlier, about the whole number of people alive at once sort of thing. I mean, there you saw me getting 3 kills in a row like a few seconds ago, and now basically running the flag back is extremely easy because even though, I mean, I got 3 and it was like 10 seconds ago, they're just spawning as Boktai was already running up like this construction side. So the best they could do is try to move towards the flag, and we were there to clean it up, and then Boktai ends up capping it right before dying, so that was well played by Boktai. Another thing that is slightly different with Team Tac that I found compared to 6-man Capture the Flag with 6-man capture the flag, having someone just laying on the like flag site usually works. Usually you can like get enough people up into their spawn to just take control so much that, I mean, we even joke around sometimes and that was my phone, you can ignore that. We even joke around sometimes and like lay tac insertions on their flag, and oftentimes they won't even notice because we're just so in their spawn, so dominant there that it's not a close game at all. In Team Tac, it's much better for all parties involved to run a marathon, maybe marathon lightweight, and stay in packs. Because it's so important to stay alive when Team Tac capture the flag, moving in those pairs helps you, even if you don't win a gunfight, at least make it even. And that's usually the best way to do it. Something like that there, I think now for a little while, one guy will go AFK. I think, I mean, I killed him there with the Predator, and this is just a fail by me. I should have expected that. But it's one of those things that's just like, you have to be more careful in choosing gunfights if the deaths become a big deal. And I mean, you see me a lot of times in this game, we're running a flag somewhere, and I'll just run ahead or right behind the guy running the flag and just provide backup. And in 6-man capture the flag, that's important, but having an accidental death here or there isn't as big of a deal as in the 4-man. So now that I've beaten that dead horse over and over again, yeah, so let's see what else I can come up with here. To be honest, capture the flag is not really my favorite game type. I feel like it usually involves camping a bit too much, and that's why I usually like to rush or at least play midfield. I did actually have a game before this where I was rushing with the ACR. Marathon with the ACR red dot is also extremely good. And then I played midfield later on in the 6-man, also with my ACR. So I highly recommend that setup. But at the end of the day, the UMP is just overpowered in every sense of the word. So if you really want to try hard, it's not bad to use. And I mean, this team that we are going against, obviously they had some things going later on, but not something that was too consistent. Or early on, I meant to say. Oh well. Also, you saw me do that there again. I really love when rushing towards the flag site on that side, no matter if you're offense or defense, to head along C roof. And if it turns out that there are people like around C, like that area, then you can kill them, and if they're not, you can drop down, which is usually a good idea. Here you see me pick up the flag, and if you look at the radar, I'm completely outnumbered. There's red dots all over the place. Like right now, there's 2 near the building. And so I decided just to circle for a little while. They can see where I am after a few seconds delay, and then eventually when things settle down a little bit, I finally pay attention to the radar. Zex comes along, cleans up one guy, and I can get the flag cap. So a lot, like in 6-man capture the flag, you usually have enough people around to help support you right away. In 4-man, you do have to play a little carefully, and if you're the only guy alive, just keep your flag, keep whatever flag you happen to have in hand, and just play a little defensively. But in general, just as a rule, in 4-man capture the flag, you have to be a lot more willing to play offense, defense, and midfield at all times. While in 6-man, you can usually switch it up a little bit. And I actually find, like, I'm not a big GB player. I feel like I could be okay at it, but I just haven't ever put the effort into trying it. I just don't have the time to. But from what I've heard in like GB stuff, it is also extremely important to stay as a group, and then just play like the 4-man roving group as they move up and down. Here you see me again with the flag. This time there's not too many people near me, but we don't have a UAV up. And so while they go and kill them, I'm just circling this building. I've got quite a bit of, I don't know, I feel quite secure in my drop shotting ability, especially with the UMP. I abuse that a lot, and so I really don't mind. And here I get 2, and then there's the 3rd guy there. Stuff like that happens, and it's why playing in packs is extremely good. So, yeah. Luckily enough, the spawn timer is pretty short, and I managed to hold on to this all here. So anyway, that's my extremely cliched look at capture the flag. I'm sure most of you have heard that before, or can come up with that yourself. That's just sort of my take on it. In this game, I mean, I ended up going, I think, 38-12, which is a pretty kill whore heavy role, and that's because Zex was doing most of the rushing, trying to get points and stuff like that. I mean, kill whoring does have a very important role in capture the flag thanks to the respawn timer, and even though spawns can be a bit erratic and all like far up the map, it's still really important to get those kills. And so here we go, 7 seconds left in the game, and my respawn timer is greater than that, so I get to watch here as Boktai finishes it up by not doing anything. So my final score was 38-12, with Boktai and Zex down there, and then the other team without their level symbols, hackers maybe, I don't know, I honestly don't care that much. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Rate, comment, subscribe if you feel like it. I don't really care too much. And I'll see you all next time.